Today I want to ask you, what does it mean to live free? Here in America, we all live free, right? We have the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, right to a fair trial. But is that all that really exists to living free? For me, it's not. There's a whole lot more to it. It means living your life, pursuing your passion. It means living a life that makes you truly happy, not one that makes your friends happy, the celebrities happy, one that makes you happy. It means not letting the small setbacks that are bound to happen get in the way of your day-to-day life. It means not wishing your days away just to get to the weekend. I think that a lot of us aren't living free. We let the day-to-day negativities get in the way of pursuing our dreams and our happiness. I was fortunate enough just recently to be pushed into the lifestyle of living free. It was a very roundabout manner. It was a very inopportune situation, but I'm grateful for it. And I want to share with you today the story of how I was able to break down internal boundaries and build connections with people who supported me and wanted to see me reach my dreams in order to start living free. It's January 21st, 2013, and I've just successfully defended my Ph.D. in chemistry at Duke University to a room full of people. As you can imagine, I was pretty much on cloud 9 then. 5 years of 6.5-day work weeks, long hours, and I will admit, a few tears along the way were finally over. And not only were they over, but I was proud. I was proud of the work that I had completed. I felt like I had made a contribution to the scientific community. Also, I had a job lined up, which is becoming more and more rare these days with an advanced degree, but that's another topic for another day. In mid-February, I was starting a job at Redstone Arsenal with the Army, and I was excited. I was going to be pursuing what I thought was my dream in helping our nation defend itself. I had everything set for my transition from graduate school to the real world. We sold our house in North Carolina, and my husband Taylor was able to find a new job here in Huntsville with a financial institution. We made the move, we got settled in our little rental house here in Huntsville. Now it's Friday, and I'm set to start work first thing early Monday morning. Now mind you, this is mid-February. You guys know what was going on. When an email pops up, and it reads, "We're sorry, your start date has been delayed. And at this time, we are unsure as to when we'll be able to hire you." Wait a minute. You're kidding, right? The job that brought us to Huntsville, the only reason that we moved here, has now fallen through, and I'm left unemployed. What do we do? We could go back to North Carolina. We have our friends there, but we have no house. We have no jobs. Wherever we go, we have to start over. In our short amount of time here in Huntsville, we realized that we liked the city, and we thought that we could really enjoy it here and make this a home. So we decided we're young, why not stay? Give it a try. Fortunately, Taylor had a job here, and so we had some income coming in to support us for a while until I figured out what I was going to do. I enjoyed initially staying at home. The house was clean, dinner was on the table every night. It was very different from graduate school life. I enjoyed relaxing for about 2 weeks. I found out that staying at home does not suit my personality very well. I needed to have a purpose. I needed to be challenged. I needed to be happy, and I needed to be free. So what did I do? I started a business. Now, if you ask any of our friends back in North Carolina if I was the type of person to ever launch out and start my own business, they would laugh, probably pretty hysterically. Not that I'm not creative or driven. I am not a risk taker. I have a huge fear of the unknown. And I like to micromanage. I like to have everything planned out, know all the steps along the way. I am a chemist, after all. Launching a new business requires substantial risk. And this just wasn't any business. I wanted to open a dedicated gluten-free bakery here in Huntsville, Alabama, in the South, home of fried food. Let's see. That might not go over so well. Having a severe gluten sensitivity myself, I was surprised with how little awareness and how many lack of goods there were available here in Huntsville. I've always loved to bake, and my husband's always dreamed of owning a business. Now, a bakery probably had never crossed his mind, but the things you do for the people you love, right? So I knew that in order to launch this business, I needed to take a risk. Sometimes I think the biggest boundaries that we face are the ones that we set for ourselves. We build up walls that limit us, and they're completely self-imposed. Since I like to micromanage, Taylor and I sat down and started looking at all the numbers. We looked at, the sales that we would have to do to simply pay rent on a commercial kitchen, let alone equipment, utilities, insurance, all of the other stuff. I said there's no way. There can't be that many people in Huntsville that either need to be gluten-free or are interested in a cleaner lifestyle. I wanted to throw in the towel. I said there's no way. It won't work. My fear of the unknown was getting in the way. I wasn't willing to take that risk. One of the other crucial pieces to living free, besides breaking your own boundaries, is building connections with people who support you and help build you up. Taylor, my husband, he knew that this would make me happy. He knew that it was one of my dreams. He said, let's do it. I resisted for a long time. He said, no, let's do it. Let's give it a shot. If it fails, we can say that we tried. And so we did. We started out small, within the means that I was comfortable. Started out at the farmers markets to kind of gauge the interest in the area before we launched a full storefront. And we got great feedback. Everything was going well. We were planning for the opening of our storefront when I get a phone call. Your job has become reavailable, and you're required to take it. I was under a service for scholarship contract, and even though I had been left unemployed for 6 months, I was required to come back and take the job. We're at a crossroads again. What do we do? I'm happy. I'm loving the bakery. I have found my passion. I am living my dream. I am living free. I didn't know what to do. I thought we had to walk away. How can I run a bakery and work full-time? At the time, my husband, he wasn't really happy with his job. It wasn't fulfilling him. He wasn't living free. Here comes Superman again, saving the day. He says, I'll quit my job. I'll run the bakery. You baking cupcakes? You're Superman at home, you wear a cape, but wearing an apron, that's a whole nother thing. He says, I know it makes you happy. I'm not happy right now. Maybe I can find the same passion that you have. Maybe I can start living free. So he quits his job. Me not being a risk taker, it was a lot of sleepless nights. Now, we're 6 months into the business. Things are going great. Taylor's running the bakery during the day. I work the early shift on the arsenal and then go and bake in the evenings. We're happy. Are we where we thought we would be if you would have asked us this a year ago? Well, no. Are we making the money that we had planned on making here in Huntsville? Well, by no means, no. But does that matter? Because we're happy and we're living free. Taylor will tell you he gets up every morning over 2 hours earlier, but he's excited to start his day. That passion, that excitement, that's how we should live every day of our life. So I want to ask you, are you living free? A lot of the speakers that have been up here today, I can tell that they are. You can see the passion. You can feel the joy of what they do. And that joy is contagious. So if you are living free, I commend you. Keep up the good work and continue spreading the joy. But if you're not, I challenge you. It's going to require breaking some of your boundaries. You have to find your passion, and it might require taking a risk. But build connections with those that build you up and that support your dreams, and start living free. Tomorrow is almost here. Do you want to waste another day? Thank you.